Hello. Today is Thursday, August 27th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. According to Fortune, President Donald Trump is preparing to slap a new 7.5% tariff on Chinese exports, further escalating tensions in the ongoing trade standoff. U.S. Tariffs are traditionally used to penalize countries for underpriced goods and bolster domestic industries, and Trump's recent moves targeting both China and Canada are rooted in concerns about cheap imports and growing economic competition. Last month, tariffs were already set between 10% and 12.5%, and now the planned 7.5% increase aims to penalize China for flooding global markets with underpriced products, as reported by AP. Across the border, Ontario Premier Doug Ford told Business Insider that Canada is considering drastic countermeasures, potentially cutting off electricity, critical minerals, and fuel to the U.S. Meanwhile, everyday Canadians are renewing their boycott of American goods and travel. These actions could spark serious retaliatory consequences, with China and Canada threatening to escalate their trade responses, amplify uncertainty, and disrupt key cross-border supply chains. There are further risks. Canadian supply shut-offs may disrupt U.S. industries and energy grids, and medium-term fallout could include lasting friction in U.S., Canada and U.S.-China relations, forcing realignment of global supply chains and diminishing U.S. exports. Next, let's turn to new developments in defense technology and military strategy. Business Insider reports that the U.S. Navy has unveiled its next-generation AIM-174 Malice missile, capable of reaching enemy aircraft over 280 miles away and fitting inside the F-35 stealth fighter, marking a leap in American air-to-air combat range. Technological innovation has been crucial for maintaining U.S. military superiority, especially as China's rapid weapons modernization puts increasing pressure on defense planners. Investments in advanced missile technologies and stealth platforms have long underpinned America's strategy. Now, the Pentagon is specifically prioritizing extended air-to-air reach to counter Chinese capabilities. In parallel, Taiwan's troops wrapped up 10 days of intense urban warfare exercises, practicing responses to potential Chinese military action in city streets among everyday activity. The AIM-174 Malice missile gives U.S. forces extended engagement options and heightens deterrence by complicating adversaries' planning, while Taiwan's training signals growing readiness for city-based conflict, increasing both the complexity and risk for civilians. If the U.S.-China rivalry continues to escalate, this could fuel a regional arms race in advanced weaponry, prompting allied nations to boost their own investment and impacting defense spending and stability throughout the Indo-Pacific. Now, on to the technical challenges facing quantum propulsion. On August 24, Next Big Future reviewed the orbital test of the IVO quantum drive, probing whether the novel propulsion system generated a real thrust signal or merely an intriguing anomaly. Quantum propulsion systems such as the IVO rely on unconventional physics, specifically quantized inertia, to create thrust without expelling propellant, but detecting such micro-forces is exceptionally difficult, with outside interference often skewing results. The IVO quantum drive represents one of the earliest attempts at orbital testing for quantum propulsion effects after several ambiguous ground-based experiments. The recent test produced data that appear consistent with the thrust event, though, as physicist Dr. Mike McCulloch has stressed, further replication and validation are essential before accepting the result as genuine. If the thrust signal is confirmed, it could revolutionize space travel by vastly reducing mission costs and transforming propulsion technology. However, measurement ambiguities could stall further funding or regulatory approval, while a failure to verify the effect may redirect investment toward established propulsion concepts. In the medium term, successful signals may spark a surge in both experimental efforts and new theoretical inquiry into quantized inertia and related ideas. Now, on to the markets. International equities moved broadly higher over the past month, led by Germany's EWG climbing to 44.45, while Spain and Netherlands also advanced. Chile's ECH was the top gainer, while Indonesia led. Commodities showed strength, with gold and silver both up sharply by over 12% month-on-month, with GLD reaching 428.07 and SLV at 62.32, while uranium saw standout gains and copper declined day over day. Among favorites, Microsoft surged, rising 27% in a month to 496.37, while AMD edged higher and Nvidia retreated slightly day over day. Oracle jumped 24% for the month as the top gainer, while Amazon also posted strong gains. In sector performance, the S&P 500 advanced modestly, up nearly 4% month-on-month, while semiconductors moved little and healthcare lagged, with Roman 45 down nearly 1% day over day. Notable individual gainers included KLX Energy Services Holdings, Create Enterprise, and Abercrombie & Fitch, while ZIOI Corporation, Greenland Mines, and Fly Exclusive posted the steepest single-day losses. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.